The first crack in my world wasn't a loud explosion. It was a sound so small I almost missed it. The buzz of my phone lighting up on the coffee table. One message. 10 words that made my chest tighten, as if a fist had clamped down around my heart. Hey man, sorry about the mix-up earlier. Didn't realize she'd already left with you from the office. It was from Andrew, my fiancé's coworker. Left with me? I was sitting alone in our apartment, waiting for her. The room suddenly felt colder. I stared at the words, reread them 3 times, my brain refusing to string them together into something that made sense. She told me she was working late, again. The 3rd time this week. I'd even texted her an hour ago, offering to bring her dinner, but she'd brushed it off with a quick, "Too busy. Don't wait up." Now according to Andrew, she'd already left. Left with who? I could almost hear the hum of the refrigerator growing louder, filling the silence. My pulse drummed in my ears. My thoughts raced between anger, denial, and desperate rationalization. Maybe Andrew was confused. Maybe she was running an errand with a female colleague. Maybe this was just a stupid misunderstanding. But deep down, a darker thought had already taken root. I grabbed my keys, the message still glowing on my screen like a wound I couldn't stop touching. The city streets at night were a blur of neon and shadow as I drove toward her office. My grip on the steering wheel was white-knuckled, sweat making it slippery. Every red light felt like it was mocking me, daring me to accept the truth I wasn't ready to face. When I pulled into the office parking lot, it was mostly empty, just a few scattered cars under flickering lamps. Her car wasn't there. I sat for a moment, the engine humming beneath me, a storm swirling inside my chest. I could turn back, pretend I hadn't seen the text, pretend my life was still intact. But something inside me whispered, "Find out. You need to know." I started driving again, but slower this time, scanning the bars and restaurants near downtown. She and her coworkers often grabbed drinks after work, she'd told me. A harmless ritual I'd never thought twice about. And then, like a cruel joke, I saw it, her car. Parked outside a dimly lit pub I knew neither of us had ever been to together. My throat tightened. I parked a block away and walked, every step heavy, deliberate. Through the pub's windows, golden light spilled out onto the sidewalk. The muffled roar of laughter and clinking glasses bled into the street. My eyes searched inside until they found her. She was sitting in a corner booth, leaning across the table. Smiling. That smile that used to be mine. Only it wasn't me across from her. It was him. Andrew. Her hand brushed his. His fingers didn't pull away. My stomach twisted violently. It wasn't just the act. It was how natural it looked, like they'd done this before. Like it wasn't a mistake, but a habit. I should have stormed in. I should have made a scene. That's what the movies teach you. That betrayal deserves fireworks, shouting, slammed fists. But I couldn't move. I just stood there on the sidewalk, watching the pieces of my life shift into something unrecognizable. Memories flooded me. The way she used to rest her head on my shoulder when we watched movies. How she cried when I proposed, saying she couldn't imagine her life without me. The promises we whispered in the dark when the world felt far away. Were those moments lies too? I finally pulled my phone from my pocket, hands trembling, and took a photo through the glass. Proof. Proof that I wasn't crazy. That the woman I loved wasn't who I thought she was. I didn't confront her that night. Instead, I left. I drove until the city lights disappeared in the rearview mirror, and the road became nothing but a ribbon stretching through the dark. My chest ached, my thoughts tangled. By the time I got home, it was past midnight. She wasn't there yet. When she finally stumbled in around 1:30 a.m., she smelled faintly of wine. Her cheeks were flushed, her hair a little messy. She smiled when she saw me, as if nothing in the world was wrong. "Hey, you're still up," she said, setting her purse down. "Sorry, it was such a long night. Work's been crazy." Her words were daggers wrapped in silk. I forced my voice steady. "Who were you with?" She blinked, pausing for just a fraction of a second. Long enough for me to see the lie forming. "Just the team." We grabbed a quick drink after finishing up. The photo on my phone burned in my pocket. I stared at her, at the woman I thought I knew, and felt something inside me fracture. The next morning, I slid the photo across the kitchen table while she sipped her coffee. Her hands froze. The color drained from her face. For a moment, silence hung between us like a blade. Then she whispered, "It's not what you think." A hollow laugh escaped me. "Then tell me what it is. Make me believe there's some version of this where I don't look like a fool." Tears welled in her eyes. She reached for my hand, but I pulled away. "I didn't mean for it to happen," she said, voice cracking. "It just started. I felt invisible at work, and Andrew noticed me. He listened when I felt like you didn't. I swear it wasn't supposed to go this far." Her words cut deeper than silence. Not because they excused her, but because they revealed the truth. She had chosen him to fill the spaces where I had failed. I wanted to scream, to rage, to hate her. But beneath the anger was something worse, grief. Grief for the love I thought was unshakable. Grief for the future we'd planned, now slipping through my fingers. I didn't answer her right away. I just sat there, staring at the woman across from me, realizing that even if we tried to patch things together, it would never be the same. Trust, once shattered, doesn't return. Finally, I stood. "I loved you enough to believe in forever," I said quietly. "But you chose temporary comfort over the life we were building. I can't be second place in my own story." Her sobs filled the kitchen as I walked out the door, each step heavy, final. That night, I lay awake in my car, parked under a sky scattered with stars. The world felt both endless and unbearably small. Betrayal doesn't announce itself with a bang. Sometimes it arrives in the soft ping of a message, in the flash of a smile meant for someone else, in the silence between two people who once swore they'd never let go. And as I stared into the dark, one truth echoed louder than the pain. Love may be fragile, but self-respect cannot be sacrificed. I had lost her, yes, but I hadn't lost myself.